Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Um, it's been a while, so give me a second while I start working on this. I just need to set some things before streaming, so give me a couple of minutes. Um, okay, I think we are good to go. So my idea was to not redesign, but make one of these one of these new Pokemons as a realistic version of them. So thinking, at least with the design that I've seen of this creature, of doing something kinda of a mix between a hippopotamus, a dinosaur, and a dragon. I think that's gonna be like a good mixture of those creatures. And let me see. So I'm gonna start by, as usual, creating at least the skull. I'm gonna be using pretty much a lot of reference from realistic animals. That's pretty much the idea. The design of the Pokemon is not really something that I'm gonna be like trying to nail entirely. Just trying to get, like the design at least with the shapes and the colors in a very rough state. But for the rest of it, it's gonna be more of an animal, so not really looking to get like a very um close interpretation of the creature. So at least for the snout, it's gonna be a little bit more wide. The front. So it's gonna be kinda like a dragon. Hey Johnny, hello, I'm making a dragon in ZBrush Core. Oh, that's pretty cool. I haven't used that much ZBrush Core. I think I've used it like a couple of times for some challenges, but it's pretty cool. I mean, you can achieve a lot of stuff with ZBrush Core, to be honest. In a way, I'm gonna be doing a dragon too. It's not gonna be an entire dragon, but a Pokemon. It's not really that far away from a dragon. At least it's gonna be the head, and let's create like this. Um, this section, which is gonna be the top part of the head, and we're gonna use another IMM that I tend to use a lot, the IMM primitives, just to create another sphere. And this is usually the way I work if you're familiar with my streamings. Hey Mario Rojas, ¿qué onda, bro? ¿Cómo andas? Qué gusto verte por acá, bro. So, la idea del streaming de hoy es hacer justamente un Pokémon un poquito más realista. Va a ser un poco la combinación entre un hipopótamo, un dinosaurio y un cocodrilo. Creo que sería como la combinación entre esas tres cosillas para tener algo medio realista con este Pokémon. Entonces ahorita... So the only image of the Pokemon that I currently have it's when I got from the internet. But again, I'm not trying to be exactly the same proportion as everything as the Pokemon. It's just to get an idea of the design of it. Or at least I can start treating this as a dinosaur and then I'll just change and modify it as I see fit. Trato de trabajar esto con la menor cantidad de geometría, es decir, lo más low poly posible, y poco a poco le voy agregando geometría. Now this is gonna be the jaw, so let's make a dent here for the interior of the mouth. Now this is super rough, so not gonna be like this at the end, just to get the main shapes. Then we'll start working on the design, and once the design is done, we'll start working on the anatomy, the proportions, all that. Pasando un rato para ver tu arte y aprender un poco de tu workflow. Ah, perfecto, bro. Pues aquí andamos siempre. Bueno, ya tenía rato que no me conectaba, de hecho. Pero la idea es que ya estemos un poquito más constantes de nuevo. Ya para el final de 2021 casi no hice streamings. Y este es el segundo streaming del año que hago, entonces sí he estado un poquillo ausente. Pero la idea es ir regresando poco a poco. Hey, Swain, Bhagavan, Swain. Thank you. So this is super rough. Hopefully it will look better at the end of the streaming. So right now I'm gonna start working with the mouth open, just because it's easier to have the mouth open and work with it than creating the design with the mouth closed and then opening the mouth. No, ya decía yo que había perdido tus streamings. No, la verdad es que sí había estado bastante ausente de los streamings. Creo que igual en diciembre solo hice dos, si al caso. Pero la idea es poco a poco irlo retomando. Realmente con el trabajo y todo eso había estado medio complicado, pero ya ahorita estoy un poquito más ligero de todo eso. Right now it feels super cartoony. I'm gonna start working on this. And now for the neck. Again, it's gonna be a sphere. Pretty straightforward. I'm new with the Gizmo tool. Can you show us the commands? Hey, Mooncake. Sure. I mean, the Gizmo it's pretty straightforward. You press W or E or R, which are these three buttons that you find up here, which is move, scale, or rotate, and you will find the gizmo. Well, the gizmo will appear. And if you got, sorry, if you want to get out of the gizmo mode, you can press Q. That will get rid of the gizmo, and you will be able to sculpt again. For the gizmo, it's pretty straightforward, just like in other 3D software. You have your scale, which is the squares If you want to scale in this axis, you'll get what you have to select it just like this. Same goes with the x-axis, which is the red one. And if you want to scale in a proportionate way, you select the yellow one. And for moving, pretty much the same goes with the blue arrow, moving in this axis. You can select, for example, these arrows that are in the corner of the circle, and that will be able to, you will be able to pan the movement through the screen. Um, Rotating it pretty much the same. Select the lines that will rotate on different axes, and the white circle that represents rotating on the camera view. So, for example, if I rotate from this angle, will be only affecting from this angle from sorry, from the angle that you're seeing the model. And I think that's pretty much it for the basics. If you want to move your gizmo, you can either select the lock and then move your gizmo to whatever position you want, then lock again the gizmo, and then you'll be able to affect your geometry. Or the shortcut is pressing Alt. That way you don't have to press the lock all the time. You can just move it to wherever you want. Um, Release the Alt key and then just start working on your gizmo. So it's pretty basic. A motion motion bug. Sorry, apparently my English it's been super crappy today. A motion bug. Good morning. Where are you from? But here it's starting to get dark. Yeah, you're welcome, Mooncake. Hey Jane. So go back to this sculpting of these creatures. It's gonna be a little fat. I was thinking of having like a very aquatic feeling to it, like very chubby. This is gonna be like the part of the neck. Oh, from India. Oh, that's super cool. I have a lot of friends from India. There's so many fantastic artists coming from India. That's super cool. So something like this. And let's move this section so it looks like there is some tension going on when he's opening his mouth. Now this is the neck. Now for the chest area, which is gonna be bigger, like this. I don't want to make him really big because, well, the proportions are really weird. He has like a very big set of legs, so the body is not gonna be like super massive. La idea es que con las esferas puede ir cambiando las proporciones todo el tiempo. Si algo no me gusta, puedo irlo simplemente modificando. Me gusta hacer esto, donde selecciono la esfera que va a ser el pecho y simplemente la hago un poquito cóncava, la hago un poquito hueca, y eso va a representar mi caja torácica. Así que aquí tenemos las costillas, lo que es el tórax, y ahorita le voy a poner como al belly, lo que es el estómago. Hey, saludos hasta allá, Guadalajara, bro. Muchas gracias, Eduardo. Eduardo Droid, tenía rato sin verte por acá. Chubby Rex. Sí, es la idea, o sea, que sea como un dinosaurio medio chubby, pero lo que estaba pensando es darle como si ven el dibujo del Pokémon, tiene como unos dientes medio extraños, solo tiene dos abajo y uno de arriba, y eso me hizo pensar que podría hacerlo como un hipopótamo, que tiene como ese set de dientes enormes en la parte de abajo, como súper intensos, y un set de dientes mucho más pequeño en la parte de arriba. have a little bit more intensity on the smooth. Since I don't have any details, I can go crazy with the smooth tool. And I was mentioning that this is pretty much the yellow one, like the um, thorax of the creature. So now I'm gonna add another sphere, which is gonna be the belly of the beast. And just, I'm not sure why I really like doing this. I think it gives me more control over the anatomy. I mean, they're just pretty much spheres, but really feels like I'm doing some changes in the anatomy of the creature. For example, I do believe that the ribcage should go more around here, and the belly more in this area. Y con esto puedo agregar las piernas. So again, the creature has like very chubby legs, like very massive. So although I'm trying to nail the design of the Pokemon, at the same time I'm not entirely going for like a one-on-one proportion with the creature, with the Pokemon, because again, those creatures like meant to be cartoony, stylized, not very realistic. So the idea is to make it look realistic, but at the same time keeping the design of the creature as close as possible. Hey, Pramod Ariel, doing great. How about you? Mooncake is asking, can you show us how to make polygroups with commands? Sure, it's pretty easy. Um, let's say I have my sphere here. So the way I create polygroups with commands, it's by using the masking tool. So for example, if I mask only the top of it and I press Ctrl W, well, let me show you the polyframe before. So it's all blue. It's only one polygroup. If I press Ctrl W, then I'll get two polygroups. The one that is supposed to be masked now, which is not anymore, which is the green one, which is the green one, and the blue one, which is the old one. So just by masking and pressing Ctrl W, you'll start creating new polygroups. Another way you can create this is by going to polygroups and then selecting auto group. That will assign a new polygroup to each mesh, although that's not with a command, but you can assign a hotkey to this. So in a way, it could be by using commands. It's like cheating a bit. Make the neck a bit smaller. And so these are the thighs. Work on the rest of the legs. So they're gonna be super chubby, like the legs of an elephant or a rhino or a hippo. So they're gonna be super short, burr, burr, but very massive. Doing Vine, just chilling with Marvelous Designer. Oh, that's pretty cool. Are you doing like a personal project or it's some work? So let's use Trim Dynamic. Again, if you see me changing brushes without going to the brush menu, it's because I have some of my brushes with hotkeys, which is makes everything faster and easier. So I don't have to be looking for the brush I want to use. The main ones I have them assigned to different numbers. Mencionaba igual que si ven que no presiono realmente, no busco ninguna de las brochas, simplemente cambio de forma automática, es porque estoy usando hotkeys personalizados para cada brocha, al menos los que utilizo más seguido. Tengo un número asignado para cada una y eso me hace, pues, no tener que preocuparme por dónde está cada brocha, porque son tantas ya que buscar la que quieres es como bastante complicado. How do you select and unselect masks? Just by pressing Ctrl and dragging. That's where you create a mask. And unselect the mask, you press Ctrl and drag on the canvas everywhere, anywhere. Oops. Let's see. Feels like a very old school dinosaur. Like one of those like 50s dinosaur looking like a biped. See my reference. Yep, he has a tail. And he needs arms. Doing the arms, let me fix the neck a bit. And the jaw is gonna be bigger. I feel that like he has very strong jaws. Realmente lo bueno de tener todo en esferas es que puedo estar modificando la geometría sin preocuparme ahorita por detalles o por que lo que ya haya agregado en el modelo en algún momento antes se vaya perdiendo. Me gusta primero trabajar las proporciones antes de empezar a meter detalles. Voy a hacer esta un poquito más grande. So it's really nice and like a good idea to look through different angles your model, like different views. Try not only working from side and front view, but also from the bottom, from the top, so you can see how it's looking from different angles. Voy a darle una posición un poquito más como jorobada. Creo que el cráneo es demasiado pequeño, entonces voy a aumentarlo. Hey, ¿qué onda, Joiner? Joiner Moreno. Saludos hasta allá, Colombia. ¿Qué parte de Colombia? Anyone spams the Dynamesh and Zero Measure? I tend not to do a lot of stuff with Dynamesh until the very end, once I have the all the proportions done. To be honest, try to keep it as clean as possible. Most of the time, especially if I'm working with spheres, like I tend to do almost all the time. Once I'm happy with the spheres and the position of them, then I'll start spamming the Dynamesh until I have something that I really like. I'm just sculpting a bit just to get proportions a bit more decent. Now for the legs. Edward Droid. Me recuerda a Genghis Rex de los dinoplatíbulos. Me acuerdo de me acuerdo. Me suena a los dinoplatíbulos. Dinoplatíbulos. Uf, sí. O sea, creo que llegué a verlo muy ocasionalmente, como que uno que otro episodio. Estaría súper bueno hacer un rediseño de uno de ellos. Súper, súper chido. E imprimirlo. Sería como una muy buena opción. Hey, Johnny, thank you. We're barely starting, so this is very, very rough. We're still getting the proportions and working on the design. Now, time for the arms. These are gonna be the shoulder plates. So he's not a dinosaur, so I'm gonna give him bigger arms than a usual theropod. Apparently, in the drawing, he has like very fat and big arms. Change position this. Maybe closer to the belly. Around here it's working. Maybe a bit smaller. It's pretty easy to block everything using spheres, just like playing with clay. And I should try not to turn this into a dinosaur. Pretty hard, but should contain myself and not turn this into a dinosaur. Maybe a bit more chubby. Shorter tail. Mm, let me save this before going on. Y quiero poner una esfera para los pies. De nuevo va a ser como el pie de un hipopótamo, como de un elefante. Que tienen que ser como muy masivos, muy toscos. Mm, cantan los pies, pero creo que por ahora van a funcionar. tiene como tres garritas, entonces que la mano lo voy a dejar al final. Creo que primero quiero terminar el diseño de la cabeza y todo esto antes de seguir con la mano. One of those things of working with spheres that I can change everything quite fast. I think I'm gonna start working on the design of the head. Just trying to get the balance of it. I think this feels more strong, fatter. It's 10:30 here in Arkansas. Oh, it's pretty much the same time here in Mexico. 10:30. I guess we're on the same time zone. I'm gonna save this before doing the Dynamesh. And then I'm gonna for Dynameshing, I want to move this a bit to the inside of the body. Now I'm gonna use Dynamesh, so mesh by Dynamesh, subprojection to 0, and then let's see how much resolution we need to start adding details. I think almost there. I think making him purple and he becomes Barney the purple. Yeah, he already has some purple parts, but actually it's not a bad idea to do a Bernie version. I can save it for a different streaming, like a creepy version of Barney the dinosaur. That's gonna be like super cool. Oops, wrong brush. So I'm gonna start focusing on the head. Um, 12:30 p.m. in Malaysia. Oh, hey, love you. So yeah, we're quite far from each other, but glad to have you here. So let's see. Start by making the mouth. So again, I'm not working with that much polygons. It's still quite rough, quite low poly compared to a usual ZBrush sculpture. But what I'm trying to achieve right now is the look of it, so I'm not really worried on adding details and having wrinkles and stuff like that. Just the design. I can make maybe the eye pop a bit. You can see that with some strokes I can start getting some of the shapes done. La idea es que ahorita no voy a pensar tanto en tener detalles como arrugas y poros, cosas así. Me estoy enfocando en tener el diseño Y una vez que tenga el diseño hecho, me puedo preocupar en agregar detalles. A creepy Barney sounds great. Yeah, that's a great idea for one of my streamings. I'll save it on the never-ending list of things that I want to sculpt for my streamings, and hopefully next time I'll be able to sculpt it. Hello, love Lou. Ignore the creepy music. Let me just try to think. Maybe I could do like the mouth of a hippopotamus. I mean, he's supposed to be a fire creature, but I feel like water fits a lot for this dragon Pokemon thingy. You can start to see that everything starts to get like a little bit more defined. Start to get like closer to what I had in mind. Lo padre de esto es que como ahorita estamos diseñando nada más sin importar la topología, sin importar nada, ningún concept, podemos experimentar, podemos tomar geometría, estirarla, moverla. No porque ya tengan algo un poco ya más trabajado, se casen con una idea. Si tienen como, es lo padre de trabajar en forma digital. Si tienen como la curiosidad de experimentar y hacer como, no sé, igual y cómo se vería con un cuerno, o igual y cómo se vería con alas. Creo que lo padre justamente de trabajar en ZBrush es que puedes tomar esa decisión, probar cómo se está viendo y una vez que ya lo experimentaste, ver si te quedas con la idea o no. Yeah, the never ending list. Yeah, I have a never ending list of things that I really want to sculpt and a never ending folder of whips, of work in progress that I'm apparently never gonna finish, sadly, but that folder keeps getting bigger and bigger. If you want to see an example of it, you can see like most of my streamings tend to be like creatures or characters that I sculpt, and then I never end. I end them at the end of a streaming, do a quick render, but that's pretty much it most of the time. With a few exceptions, but most of the time tend to they tend to go to the whip folder, the dreaded whip folder. You guys sculpt with traditional clay? Um, Not sure if from the rest of the people, but I used to do it like some time ago. Hopefully I'll be able to do some traditional sculpting soon. I already have the clay and the tools. I just need to find the time to do it again. Maybe during the weekend that's gonna be a nice exercise. Just not entirely sure about how much should I open the mouth. Realmente me está gustando, pero todavía hay cosas que podría improvisar. Por ejemplo, esto es lo que menciono. Podemos moverlo y si no nos gusta lo regresamos como antes con control Z. Si nos gusta lo dejamos así. Podemos ver que empieza a tomar ya un poquito más de forma. Hey, hola Jazmín. Ah, muchas gracias. Qué chido verte por acá. Hey, Omar. The name of the software it's called ZBrush. Omar Jones. This part is gonna be a little bit more fat. Again, I'm using a lot of reference of hippopotamus and rhinos. So even though it looks like a dinosaur, I really want to have a different look to it at the end. So it's not entirely like oh, it's a dinosaur. It's just like some weird hybrid. At the end, that's what Pokemon is, isn't it? Like the hybrid of different animals, at least in the design. Y creo que esta parte la puedo hacer un poco más. Sí. Que el tenerlo de esta forma ya no se ve tan como dinosaurio. Se ve un poquito la parte del hipopótamo. Entonces empieza a tener como una forma un poquito más única. Lo que mencionaba, no quiero que solo se vea y piensen luego, es un dinosaurio, sino que se vea como algo, como un híbrido un poco más interesante. Y este es el belly. Lo hice en esta parte en la cuando empiezo a hacer como las primeras, la primera parte de la escultura con el volumen. Utilizo mucho clay buildup. Me ayuda muchísimo para crear justamente esos volúmenes un poquito más orgánicos. Just saying that I tend to use a lot of clay buildup, especially in this part where I'm just giving volume to the creature or character. Starting to get super chubby, which is fine. That's what I'm aiming for. Chubby Pokemon. So no fat shaming on this Pokemon. Con esto puedo ir dando un poquito más de volumen. La sección igual va a ser un poco más ancha. So he needs a lot of strength for this type of jaw. So I'm making him a bit more um, thicker. And for the legs, vamos a hacerle como esa lonjita que tienen en las piernas. Hey, ¿qué onda, Iván? Apenas me uno la transmisión. Ah, perfecto, no te preocupes. Es el mezclado por volúmenes, lo lograste juntando esferas con Dynamesh y conservando cada una en un polygroup diferente. Sí, justamente es eso. Am, cada color, cada polygroup es una esfera que fui agregando. De hecho, puedo abrir la versión anterior, que es esta. Son básicamente esferas pegadas, las fui ajustando con la brocha de Move y una vez que estaba contento con el resultado, lo que hice fue usar Dynamesh para irlas juntando, haciendo como este merge y ya con Dynamesh pues puedo empezar a esculpir un poquito la unión entre ellas, experimentar. Y como usé Remesh by Dynamesh, que es el que encuentras aquí en el engrane, Remesh by Dynamesh, se conservan los polygroups de cada esfera, lo cual me permite pues tener más control sobre ellas y seguir trabajando con, digamos que un solo mesh, pero con las diferentes polygroups que había creado antes. Johnny, that would be a cool animatronic. Yeah. I mean, a scary one, but yeah, it's gonna be. It's a cool idea to think on maybe making some stuff as an animatronic. It's been a while since I've seen one. Oh, never mind. I saw some of them on Universal Studios. Really, really good ones. Pretty sure they used ZBrush for the sculpture of them. Not entirely sure how much of a traditional sculpture it's done for animatronics. Súper impresionante la versatilidad que da hacer un bloque inordenado. Sí, la verdad es que el chiste es trabajar como de una forma muy ordenada en la que hasta que no estoy contento con los volúmenes o con las proporciones, no empiezo a agregar detalles o no empiezo a unirlos. Y eso no significa que una vez que ya tenga los volúmenes y haga Dynamesh no puedo cambiar nada, solo que es un poquito más tardado y prefiero trabajar como un poquito más, am, digamos que de una forma un poquito más controlada, sin aventarme luego a meter detalles por todas partes, ¿sí? The Chubby Boy is gonna not gonna be able to balance. Yeah, right now the front of him it's quite chubby. I still need to change the proportions, but at least again I'm trying to aim for this middle point between the design of the Pokemon and a realistic stuff, like a realistic animal. There are gonna be parts that are gonna be impossible for him to exist, especially for example the proportions or maybe the balance of it. But I think that looking for a middle point is um, gonna be the main objective here. Neither going for a super realistic route or a super cartoony. A middle point is gonna be the best option. Oh yeah, he's quite chubby. A good boy. Now just to continue working on this, let's insert a couple of capsules. For now, we only need the cool version of a Pokemon. To be honest, I'm not really familiar with Pokemon anymore. Like, I was when I was a kid with the first 150. I haven't been able to follow the new generation of Pokemons. But I found the design of this one quite funny, so I wanted to give it a try. This now a little bit more up. This is gonna be like the teeth of a camel, that's like super big, like almost a massive teeth. Yeah, fun is good. Yeah, maybe in the future I can give Pokemon a new opportunity. It's already a very chubby boy, so let me give it a little bit more sturdy legs. A Maker Studio. Did I say that right? I'm doing a realistic version of the Pokemon. Let me check the name. Completely forgot the name. Fuecoco. I'm not sure how to pronounce. One of the new Pokemons from the new generation. The one in the corner. That chubby boy. That's the one I'm doing. Hey, thanks. Let's keep adding volume. Now this is super rough. At least we have the proportions. You need to make the arms, the legs, the tail. But you can start to see the idea that I have for this creature. I mean, the proportions and with the shadows and the lights, you can get a feeling of what I what I want to accomplish with this one. And I don't need to have millions of polygons. I only have 100,000 polygons, so it's very, very low poly. ¿Cómo activa uno el thumbnail de la silueta que tienes en la esquina superior izquierda? Este thumbnail aparece ya de forma automática. No me acuerdo de a partir de qué versión. Creo que a partir de la versión 2010 2021 o 2020 creo. Em, Básicamente te sale activa todo el tiempo. Pero te vas a preferencias, thumbnail. Por aquí debe estar thumbnail. Aquí está. Y aquí puedes cambiar el color. Puedes modificar pues todo el personaje. Entonces es bastante útil. Giving this guy some chubby arms. Quizás unas pocas vértebras que se noten en la cola para que resalte un poco más la silueta. Sí, creo que es buena idea, Edward. Podría empezar a marcar, en especial ese ángulo entre donde empieza la pelvis, o más bien donde termina, donde empieza la columna. Creo que sería una forma de poner como las vértebras. Te voy a ponerle más detalles a las piernas para que no sean como cilindros nada más. Estas sí podría hacerlas un poquito más angostas. Start to get nervous around 1 million active points. Yeah, I tend to use. I mean, I try not to work with a lot of polygons at the beginning. The idea is to have, more control on the sculpture. And if I have a lot of resolution, each stroke is gonna be super super clean. I really want to get like it's like working with clay. You need to at the beginning start getting super dirty, getting like pretty big strokes. You're not really working with like small details on or adding wrinkles at the beginning. So you don't need that much resolution at the very beginning. Uso la Wacom y una. I use a laptop and a Wacom one drawing pad. I'm not sure which one I'm using of the Wacoms. I'm super comfortable using the very small ones. Like the I think they used to be called Wacom Pen, Wacom Draw, something like that. For me, the smaller the better. Um, but it depends completely on each person. Just not really super comfortable with the Cintiq. I need to make like very big strokes and really big movements with the arm, and eventually I get really like super tired with those movements. Ah, es que tu ZBrush es más antiguo. Sí, la verdad es que las últimas versiones tienen cosas muy buenas. Incluso eso, la parte del thumbnail es bastante útil. Uno a veces piensa que son como esas cosas que no influyen tanto, pero a veces tener el thumbnail aquí ya no tienes que estar como haciendo esto para ver cómo está la silueta y todo esto. Nada, dice piernas gorditas como cara de bebé en las rodillas. Sí, definitivamente tengo que hacerle su cara de bebé en la rodilla. Su, su querubín en la rodilla. Esto voy a marcar esto. Que van a ser obviamente los pies. Que tiene tres dedos, creo. I think he only has two. So we're gonna make three fingers, but apparently he only has two. So like one bigger than the other one. I'm gonna work without symmetry just to get the feeling of it. Then I can do a mirror and weld and I'll fix that asymmetry. Hey, Frozen Fire, thank you. Making shorter legs, just trying to get something a little bit more natural. Maybe I can even add a third finger around here. Hey, Micro, ¿cómo estás? Ya tenía rato sin verte. Hacer el Gummy Bird en ZBrush. Gummy Bird, ¿cuál es ese? ¿Cuál es el Gummy Bird? Hey, Vin Lam, thank you very much. Glad you like it. So now I have something a bit more realistic. This. So before and after. There we go now. Both legs. Um, how long have I been a 3D artist? It's been, I think, around 12 years, give or take. So now it's been a while now. Now that I realize. Yeah, I think I started around 2011, 2011, 2012. Tommy Bird es un loro rojo de un canal de YouTube. Hideaki Utsumi. Yo me encuentro bien con la tercera dosis. Igual, bastante bien. Mm, tuve mi tercera dosis igual hace ya bastante tiempo. Entonces, hasta ahora todo súper bien, afortunadamente. Déjame ver eso de Gummy Bear, no lo ubico. Oh, ok, ya veo. No ubico su canal, pero ojalá yo pudiera tener también un pájaro de mascota. Living the dream. Hey, Daniel. Hallo. Guten Morgen. Forget about the chicks. Chinks. They do stuff like that already. I mean, my. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, Blobby Dinosaur. Yeah, it's my take on what's the name of the Pokemon? I always forget the name. Well, the Pokemon that it's on the bottom right corner. It's from the new generations, so I'm not really familiar with it. But as far as I know, it's one of the super new. Ese loro rojo sería un buen ejercicio para principiantes de modelado 3D. Sí, la verdad es que creo que tengo ya bastante tiempo queriendo hacer un Pokémon, un pájaro. Igual y no sería mala idea hacer ese loro o algún loro como ejercicio. I'm making him way more chubbier because why not? I mean, the Pokemon is quite chubby, so I'm still following the reference, if you think so. Um, I think it fits with that dinosaur slash hypo shape that I'm giving him. Hey, Pokemon. Yeah, you're welcome, Daniel. My Spanish is muchos socos. Yeah, no problem. My streamings are usually both in English and Spanish at the same time, so feel free to ask anything in English. So it's really nice to be back doing my usual streamings on Thursday. I keep making him chubbier. I think it only feels natural to make him chubby. At least this chubby. Let's continue working on the legs. They still need a lot of improvement. I can even make him like something like this. Oh, she's not that bad of an idea. No, flat tail, like a platypus. I always forget the name in English of that creature. His name is Murat. Okay, I think I can call him Murat. That's an interesting name for a Pokemon. So let me keep working on the legs. ¿Qué onda, Orlando? ¿Cómo andas, bro? Ya tenía bastante tiempo sin verte por acá. Bueno, más bien yo tenía bastante tiempo sin hacer streaming. No sé si tú andabas por acá, pero al menos yo no. Maybe make him a smile from the profile. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me address that. Maybe not entirely a smile, but you know when certain animals get like this shape of kind of a smile, although it's not a smile. Maybe a bit more like this. Muratolon. That's a nice name. Sounds very prehistoric. Bien, bien, igual con trabajo y todo, pero bastante bien afortunadamente. ¿Tú qué tal? Sí, ya tenía bastante tiempo sin hacer streamings y sin hacer casi nada personal. Voy a sacar un poco los ojos. Currently, he's not able to see that much. When I tell my bloody manga children in Japan, they will go crazy. I'm very proud of your mulatolon. Yeah, they're like. It's a really nice name for a Pokemon, for these Pokemon, so I'm gonna be keeping it. Um, ¿Estás haciendo tu propio Fuecoco? Sí, es justamente un Fuecoco. Bueno, sí se pronuncia Fuecoco, ¿cómo se pronuncia? Pero sí. Vi el diseño y se me hizo interesante hacerlo como un poquito más realista. Now I need to address. I already worked a bit on the legs, but the arms are quite. Well, they're just pretty much spheres, so I still need to work a bit more on there. Puede ser una pregunta rara, pero todos los ejercicios de arte generalmente es para gran habilidad. En mis escuelas casi no enseñaron un tema, casi no nos enseñaron ese tema. Am, Creo que yo lo catalogo como en dos formas. Puede ser ejercicios que haces simplemente por entretenimiento porque te desahogas o puedes simplemente, te sirve como para, pues simplemente hacer arte por arte, ¿sabes? O sea, quieres, no sé, dibujar a Batman y dibujas a Batman. Creo que en ese sentido, ese tipo de ejercicios solo son como por gusto, pero hay otros ejercicios que me gusta hacer que son justamente en los que pruebas cosas nuevas o intentas nuevos softwares o nuevos pipelines. Am, Creo que hacer ejercicios personales en los que aprendes cosas nuevas es súper, súper útil. Porque no es lo mismo seguir un tutorial y simplemente ver qué es lo que está haciendo la otra persona y ya está ahí, sino que tú hagas tu propio proyecto igual y diferente al que la otra persona está haciendo, te ayuda bastante a que se te quede como súper grabado todo el proceso. En especial si es nuevo para ti. Todo bien. Am, con trabajo, pero todo al 100. Ah, qué chido. ¿Sigues allá hasta baja o te moviste a alguna otra parte? Trabajando remoto, supongo, ¿no? Que es lo padre de todo esto del que hoy ya está como súper generalizado el trabajar remoto. Frank, your friend Mike P can turn this into something us Germans want to put into a European action movie for young adults. Um, Not sure what you're talking about, Daniel. I need to ask you a favor. Yeah, sure. Shoot. I think I can replace the eye right now. And is assign a black material for the eye because it's nicer. RGB fill object. There we go. And again, this is super rough. I still have my 100,000 polys, so it's very, very rough. Sigo en baja, espero en este año mudarme a Tijuana. ¿Te piensas mover a algún estudio a Tijuana o por qué a Tijuana? Por lo tanto, practicar lo que uno ha visto para recordar más. Sí, exacto, te ayuda bastante a recordar como el proceso y ya con eso no solo tienes un buen ejercicio, sino que aprendes cosas nuevas. Oh, I'm not sure if they're gonna change anything from the user phase of the UI, Daniel. I mean, I'm not really aware of anything like that, but it doesn't seem like a good idea to change anything that like that. I mean, it's already working, so I wouldn't be worried about that, to be honest. Hey, what's the shortcut to separate once you use an IMM? Control Shift and click on the IMM. For example, say I have my star and I add a sphere. There we go. Now it's a single mesh. But since they have two different polygroups, I can press Ctrl Shift, click on the sphere, and then I can go to Subtool, Split, and Split Hidden. And there we go. Now I have my sphere, and it's a different subtool, this star. The Muratalon needs eyelids. Yeah, yeah, entirely. He really needs eyelids. I still need to continue working on the shapes, but yeah, for sure. It's something I really need to address on this creature. Actually, I haven't decided if I should make the eyes smaller or bigger. Right now I think it works, but we'll see for later. Hey, Sabita, how are you doing? You're welcome, Gum. Let's make something interesting with this. Let's continue adding details to here, at least volume. And making some folds, some big wrinkles. That makes him just a bit smaller. Once there are eyelids, they will be more intimidating and sleepy. Yeah, once I have the eyelids, I think they're gonna change a lot. But yeah, maybe a bit smaller might work, just to make him a little bit more aggressive looking. I think this is almost perfect. And this is gonna be the hand, or the palm of the hand. And he has like very small fingers, so how many fingers does he has? It's 3. Con esto, no sé si será uña o será dedo, pero al menos ya tengo esto. Let's hide everything but the hand. And again, I'm gonna be working just one of the hands. Then I'll do a mirror. Mirror and weld. That always saves me. Give him chubby fingers because the kids will cry. um, by the way, I'm into Operation Grambling, just like in the Second World War. Um, I'm not aware of Operation Grambling, so how? What was the purpose of that operation? Let's do something like this and hey, Edward, how are you? The little dinosaur is like a hypo. Yeah, pretty much. That's the only references I have. Hippopotamus and dinosaurs for this little guy. Well, not so little. The Sturmstaffel created genetically mutated a little animals to track airplanes. Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I remember seeing one like cartoon. I'm not sure if it's like from Warner Brothers, but it's pretty much Hitler flying a bomber, I think to bomb Moscow. Um, and I remember that on the bomber, some gremlins appeared and they like hijacked the bomber and destroyed it, and it was pretty funny. Like real gremlins. Hmm, I think this is better at least compared to what I had earlier. Un poquito así. Para eso es que simplemente le doy mirror, mirror and weld y listo. Hey Jay, how are you doing? American propaganda. Um, dun- nah, I never said you were a troll. And like this. I think we are almost ready to add a little bit more resolution and start adding details to this boy. That that's yeah, that the mirror on weld is super useful. Saved my ass a lot of times. What's jello and can't swim? Mm, I have no idea. A bus full of children. I mean, you're not wrong there. But what about if the children took some swimming classes, so then they can swim? Um, when the fin the tail was brother. Yeah, I just want to have cleaner shape right now before doing some dynamesh. Then I'll just continue working because I haven't touched the tail that much. At least I want to have something a little bit more clean so I can start adding details. But for example, right now I feel like I already have too much resolution here. So I'm gonna split um, okay, split the fingers. There we go. Now I think I almost have everything that's meant to be on the design of this creature. So let me save this because I haven't saved. Voy a guardarlo. Y voy a hacerle un zero measure, un dynamesh. Para empezar a agregar más detalles un poquito más definidos. Quizás un poquito más de resolución. Por ahí está muy bien. Y ya que tengo más resolución, puedo empezar a agregar detalles. Voy a agregar un poquito más de resolución. Vamos a poner el millón de polígonos. Ah, está bien grosso. Sí lo voy perdiendo los pokeduelos. Dos pasos y le falta el aire. Sí, pobrecito. Queda bastante agotado. Pues the German Muratolon likes to eat when he takes a trip to Japan. Maybe sushi? Um, let's see. So I'm just gonna be working on the head, on the face. I think the rest is pretty decent for one streaming. I just want to start, oops, defining the face a bit more. So let me see my reference. Un poquito más circulares. You happen to know Siouxsie and the Banshees? Oh no, no, I'm not really familiar with them. Eh, Screen like these folds, like very fat folds going around the eye. Y algo así. The eyes are quite important, so I'm taking a lot of time with them. Let's try isolating this. Oh, he's starting to look angry. Um, when I was a child, I was in Frankfurt. Became older. I'm not familiar with hairband, but I'll check it out. Sounds interesting. Y hacer algo así. Que se vea como un poquito más salido. Algo así. Tear duct should be a little bit more visible. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should add like a tear duct. Not entirely sure. I'm still trying to figure out the shapes of it because I don't have enough resolution to do that type of details right now. It's barely still like a concept piece. I mean, especially because we're gonna see it like from very far away. I'm still trying to figure out the design. En esto ya tenemos algo así. Voy a empezar a agregar volumen de lo que van a ser los músculos. Utilizo mucho Clay Buildup para justamente empezar a agregar como ese tipo de detalles. Igual y bajarle un poco el volumen de esto. Vamos a pintarlo, solo para darle un tono un poquito más oscuro. It's barely visible, but ¿Dónde toy plastic en material? Acá está. Y con esto... Qué padre cambiar materiales que te da como una vista diferente de cómo está el modelo. Oh, I'm not familiar with that game. I used to playing... Oh, no, it's not a game, it's software. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Daniel. Um, ¿Sabes cómo importar modelos 3D a Clip Studio Paint? No, la verdad es que nunca lo he hecho. He visto que hay varias personas haciéndolo, pero la verdad es que no he tenido la necesidad de importar a Clip Studio en ningún momento. No sabría decirte qué onda con eso. Oh, I have the microphone off. Hey, Comics Legend. It's been a long, long time. How are you doing? Yeah, we were just saying earlier that it'd be cool to see like a creepy rendition of Barney the dinosaur. Maybe for another streaming, I'll save that idea of Barney. Hey, Tato, ¿qué es putao? So with this, start getting some of the main shapes done, but it's mainly giving more volume to all the shapes that I did on a lower resolution. Just do like this. And for this section, I'm gonna make a cut like here. Give a bit more volume to this part. This goes underneath this fold. Las fosas nasales, las aras triangulares. Ah, ¿cómo está el dibujo? Ah, buena pregunta, Eduardo Reid. No lo había contemplado. No, igual y no. O sea, la podría hacer como medio triangular, pero orgánico, ¿sabes? Ahorita justamente voy a hacer eso, a ver. O sea, que no se vea como completamente triangular, solo como medio triangular, medio que dé el feeling. Oh yeah, I remember that Muppet from Sesame Street. The German version lives in an eco-friendly recycling container. That's super interesting. Didn't knew that. He jugado Elden Ring. No, todavía no. He escuchado muy buenos reviews y todo el mundo lo anda jugando, pero no he tenido oportunidad de jugarlo. ¿Tú ya lo jugaste, Micro? Hey, lol. Yeah, it's a mixture between English and Spanish. So feel free to ask anything in English. That's usually how my streamings go. So for the nostrils, Eduardo, Eduardo was asking if I was gonna do like the nostrils with the shape of a triangle. Not entirely sure. I mean, I can give it a try. Maybe not entirely like a triangle, but more like, for example, something more organic, like something like this. So it's not entirely a triangle, but it's not entirely something um quite far away from that. So